UWC was one of the most iconic institutions that backfired spectacularly on the apartheid regime. It was an institution that defied the notion of being racially defined. It was an institution that defied the notion that people who come through as middle class should really not care about poor people. It was an institution that stood proud in the world in terms of redefining what the role of academic institutions should be.
A Bush college that became a place of consciousness and a place of new understanding and a place of resistance. It was actually quite a unique moment in the history of the country that was captured in one place by UWC.
UWC was key in terms of being a locus where meetings could be held and rallies could be held and so on. Our political awakening, in fact, happened because when you come from a rural town, obviously you're politically naive to a large extent, and then we were exposed to mass meetings and protest marches and freedom songs and so on.
I think it was an incubator. You became aware of your place in the world. You became aware of the power that you can have in your place in the world.
The struggles of the 80s, it was a time of anxiety, big anxiety. Because here you were facing this mighty apartheid government that had all the apparatus to do anything, It was during the years where they could come, and adapt you from the university and go and kill you. They'll take you to prison or to detention and you'll never come back.
You knew that you had to put your energy into something that was a bit more direct. And you didn't really sit down and think about what the dangers were. There often was a pessimism that actually things were probably going to get much worse.
Wow, Hector. Hector is a war cry. Once you say Hector, everyone, you all jump up and down with a song, and all of us around there.
There would be fierce debate, and then felt, no, we had to take our message onto the streets with our placards and our anger and our fury.
It was a way of galvanizing students that we can be able actually to channel our anger. Just across the road, there were security forces that were always overseeing whatever that is happening. When we think about the Hector today, I think we need to think about how we have, as an institution, taken the energies, taken our visions and our ideals, and spread them to that community. It was also a way of reaching out.
And I believe that Jakes Gerwel was probably an intergenerational connector for many of us. He was a student there, he was a teacher there, he became a leader there, and he died as an icon. We buried him from UWC, and Jakes personifies what UWC was in the history of this country.
There is no one like Jakes Gerwel. I pray that we should never betray, what he has done to all of us, That leadership that Jakes, reflects is a leadership that we need currently in our society.
That the students could do what they did, and despite the unforgiving demands of the struggle, if in those days they could have that understanding, how much more must students now take the examples from the 1980s? It was an extraordinary generation. But that was because South Africa is an extraordinary country.